UFC 314 Volkanovski Lopes is this weekend, April 12th, in the Cassia Center in Miami, Florida. And I'm going to be going over the whole card, giving my thoughts and opinions on each fight, who I think is going to win, how they're going to win. And it's going to be cool. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited. And let's go. So, starting off with a really boring fight to open the night, Nora Cornolle versus Hailey Cowan. Now, in all honesty, I'm not an expert on these two fighters. They both have very shitty records. They're just small records, 8-2, 7-3. Um, but I think yeah, this is the worst division in the sport. Give me the French person, Nora Canole, because that's a funny last name. I'm not even joking. I'm I'm protesting the women's fights a little bit that I don't like. This is gonna be better. Tresean Gore versus Marco Tulio. Um, I think this is one of their debuts, if my notes correct me. I think this is Tresean Gore's. No, it's not. He hasn't fought in a while. Never mind. He fought. Yeah. I'm gonna go with. It's tough. Um, I think Potiero's in a slump, so I'm not really gonna give Julio that much credit for it. I'm gonna say Tresean Gore is gonna win the fight by knockout in the second round. Um, well, this guy only has one name. Sumudaerji versus Mitch Raposo. I have Mitch Raposo by decision. That's gonna be a fight. Um, it's gonna be a fight. I mean, I think this guy's really cool. He only has one name. That's kind of awesome. That's cool. He might win, but I'm gonna go for the guy with two names. He's got double the knowledge. Um, so next fight is Cedric Dumas versus Michal Oleksiejczuk. Um, Cedric Dumas was supposed to fight on a card like 2 months ago or 2 or 3 months ago and just didn't. But he put up a really good performance the fight before that. He's a really great guy. I think he's a great fighter. Michael Oleksiejczuk, was his last loss to Kevin Holland fight? No, his last fight was the Shara fight. Um, I think I have Cedric Dumas here by 29-28 decision split, and that's how that's gonna go. Yeah, I'm very confident in that. Um, Now on to the prelims, the regular prelims. Darren Elkins versus Juliana Erosa. Elkins is a fighter. He's good. He's, he's up and coming-ish. He's a little older, actually. But I liked his performance last time. And, I don't know. Julian Erosa? I don't know. I don't, I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't know why I don't like him, but I don't like his ears. So we're gonna go with Darren Elkins. I should have done more research for this fight when it comes to the early prelims people. I didn't. And I'm just kind of going off memory, and all these guys haven't fought in like fucking 6 months ish. So I'm sorry, but I know the rest of the fighters pretty well. So Jim Miller, Chase Hooper, Chase Hooper. I think Chase Hooper finishes him. I think Chase Hooper gets a submission. Um, Probably in the first round. Jim Miller is old, great guy, pretty cool, legend of the sport. But I don't know. And Chase Hooper's just fighting a bunch of old people. Like, are they just giving him old people? Is he asking for the old people? I don't know. I don't like that. I think he should fight some people his age. Yeah, I know he's very young, but fight people a little bit younger than like 42. Jim Miller's like 42 now, probably 41, 42, maybe even older, maybe 43. But I don't know, man. I just say on the website. I have Chase Hooper winning this fight. Jim Miller should retire. Um, Not like in like a sad way either. I think he's had a great career. I think he's just old. He should retire, Kind of like an Andre Arlovsky kind of situation, and with him. But he's a cool guy. Um, I'm excited for this fight. This is the Jake Show's. I'm gonna start doing this. This is the Jake Show's most underrated fight of the card pick, and that is Xiaonan versus Virna Jandiroba. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but my favorite women's fighter is Virna Jandiroba. I think she's really cool. Um, her submissions are great. I love it. I'm not even joking. I'm not being sarcastic here. Virna Jandiroba is someone I root for for the women's fighters. I think she's awesome, and I think she's just great. Her grappling is amazing, and it's fun, and it's a taste of something new. And that in the women's sports, Yan Xiaonan got finished 3 times against Zhang Weili her last fight. She did horrible, like very horrible. Surprised. I don't know how they didn't call it. You know, I heard that was Keith Peterson calling that. But yeah, no, I have. Yeah, no, I have Rena winning by 3rd round submission, man. She's gonna fucking win, and it's gonna be great. And Rena's a killer out there, and people overlook her a lot, and I really think people should watch that fight. Please watch that fight. If you're sitting around, don't turn off after the Jim Miller fight. Watch the Rena fight. She's gonna get a finish. She will get a submission, and it's gonna be a great grappling fight. It's gonna be amazing. She's getting Yan Jiannan down 100%. Okay, next fight at featherweight. Dan Ige versus Sean Woodson. Sean Woodson's going up from bantamweight, if I do recall correctly. So I'm like 99% sure he is. He must be. Right? Sean Woodson is a great fighter. Dan Ige is a great fighter. Dan Ige did pretty good against Lopes in his... Was that his last fight? The lot? No, he lost against Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy, though, was doing really well. Let's see how Sean Woodson is in the featherweight division. I guess bantamweight was too hard for him. Um, I don't know. I mean, I want to say Dan Ige is old, and I want to say he's not going to be able to do well. You know, you could easily say that. I mean, he had a good bout against Feely, who's doing okay. And then, it was close decision with Lopes. Not close, just took a round off him, but still. And then, Lerone Murphy's, no one likes him after the Josh Emmett thing. But still, he's a good fighter. Sean Woodson, I don't know. This is honestly a toss-up for me. He's coming up. I mean, Charles Jourdain, you know, Alex Conceres, however you say that name. I always forget that name. I mean, these are all cool. These are all good wins. He's on a great winning streak. Um, I think I'm gonna go Sean Woodson by decision. I think Sean Woodson wins UD. I don't think Dan Ige retires just yet, but I do think Sean Woodson wins, and I think we see Sean Woodson in the rankings for featherweight. Yeah, that's my confident pick. Yeah. So I have Sean Woodson winning by decision. Next fight. Sorry, I'm going in order. Nikita Krylov, who's 8 still, versus Dominick Reyes. Now, Nikita Krylov hasn't fought in over a year and a half, coming up on 2 years. And I just want to say that that's not cool. I don't know if he was injured. I probably should have done my research on that. But he hasn't fought in a long time. Dominick Reyes, what a fighter. Um, you know, Dominick Reyes is, having a pretty good run here. I mean, he had a long break himself, and then he beat Justin Jacoby, and then he beat, Anthony Smith. This is going to be a new era for Dominick Reyes. This is another title run. He had that losing streak, but then he came back, took some time off, and I guess you could say, oh well, maybe Nikita's gonna take some time off and win. But you know what? You know what? I don't want that to happen. I want Dominick Reyes to win. I have Dominick Reyes winning this fight by decision. I think it's gonna be a great fight. I think it's gonna be a good fight to watch. Um, Nikita Krylov, I don't know. Eh. I mean, he hasn't fought in ages. It's been a bit for him. Um, I don't know. I'm surprised he's ranked 8. I guess because he beat fucking Volkan Ozdemir and Gustafsson, who was still around back then. But, um, I don't know. I guess I have Nikita Krylov losing by decision to Dominick Reyes. I'm gonna say it like that. I'm gonna say he's losing. No, I'm kidding. I mean, could do that. I have Dominick Reyes winning by decision. Very confident in that. I'm gonna say 30-27. I'm gonna say he takes all the rounds off of him, but I don't think he finishes him. Okay, next fight. Bryce Mitchell versus John Silva. So this is John Silva fighting for a ranking against number 13, Bryce Mitchell. Alright, I guess let's talk about it. So Bryce Mitchell had a great fight against Carl Gracie after a really horrible loss against Josh Emmett. John Silva's all on the rise, but has some known takedown problems in the sense that he can't defend too perfectly, you know. Um, I don't know. I think if Bryce plays this smart, he'll get a takedown, but I don't know. I think in all honesty, my heart, my brain, everything's telling my gut. It's telling me that we're gonna see a John Silva clip farm and just knock out Bryce in the second. I think they duke it out a bit in the feet, and then probably around 2 minutes in, Bryce, takes him down or has him against the wall for a bit, and I think they're just gonna do some wall fence work, and then he'll go down, and then the second round will start, and I think John gets him out early in the second round. So I have John Silva, second round knockout. Um, Bryce, Kron Gracie isn't that great. Surprised he's even in the UFC still. So, I can't really say, oh, Bryce is, made such a big comeback. I mean, so I don't know. I think we'll just have to wait and see with him. Um, I know the press conference would be fun though. It's gonna be the people main event. People love Bryce Mitchell. People love John Silva. And I don't know. I think John Silva's gonna win this though. Next fight, number 5 ranked Yair Rodriguez versus UFC debut of Patricio Pitbull, legend of the game. What a fighter. Um, I don't think he wins this fight though. I think he's washed. I think Yair defends the takedowns, and I think Yair wins this by a confident 29-28 UD. I think maybe Yair gets tired in the third, and Patricio gets a round off of him. But I really think that Yair Rodriguez is gonna fight amazing. He had his last fight was about a year ago, a little over a year ago. So he hasn't been here in a bit. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. I think he's gonna win confidently. Well, I guess not confidently, because I think he's gonna lose a round. But I think Patricio Pitbull a little too late. I think he's kind of washed. I don't think he's the same guy we used to know. And for those who don't know, Patricio Pitbull is a Bellator guy. He knocked out Michael Chandler in the first round. But how many times are we gonna say he knocked out Michael Chandler? You know? Um, so UFC debut for Patricio Pitbull. Yair is still a top talent in the UFC, given 2-fight losing streak. He's still number 5 for a reason. I think he wins this fight by a decision. Okay, Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. I'm like 99% sure this is a 3-rounder, not a 5-rounder. So I guess that kind of leans a little more towards Paddy. But is it a? I think it is. I'm like 99% sure it's a 3-rounder. But either way, I think that Michael Chandler is going to lose this fight. I think Paddy's on the way up for a reason. I think he's doing great. I think Michael Chandler's on the way down. Um, I think Paddy wins this 29-28. Paddy's going to lose the first round. Michael Chandler's going to take the round off him, and Paddy's going to do really well. Paddy does gas, though. I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Chandler knocks him out in the third, because Patty does have a little bit of a gas problem. Because I forget he couldn't finish Tony Ferguson. But still, he's grown as a fighter since that fight. It's a great fight against Bobby Green, you know. And I think Patty's gonna win this fight by a decision. I don't think he finishes Michael Chandler. I think Michael Chandler's too good to not be finished like that against compared to how good Patty is. But how I see this fight going, I see Patty taking him to the ground. I see Michael Chandler resisting a few takedowns though in the first. I think Patty's gonna thrive off of the second and the third, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but I do have him 29-28 Patty Pimblett. All right, Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. Main event, featherweight title fight. Once that bell rings, Ilia Topuria is no longer the UFC featherweight champion. Let's get into it. Okay. I have. I'm gonna lie on the thumbnail. I think I might, or maybe not. But I have Diego Lopes winning this fight. I think Diego finishes him in the third. And then couldn't finish Ige, but that was a whole separate situation. I think Volk is done. Um, I know we all don't want to say that, and we all don't want to admit it. I love Volk. He's a good man. He's a, you know, he's cool. I used to not like him, you know, like everybody else, but he's cool. He's a cool guy. I think Diego Lopes is a great fighter, and I think this is kind of an old guard thing, new guard, old guard, where I think that a guy like Patty is gonna win, and a guy like Diego's gonna win. I think the old people are kind of out. Volk is what it is. I mean, Patty's no. I mean, not sorry, Patty. Diego's no Ilya, but still. I think Volk's losing this fight, third round knockout. For Diego, and yeah, I it is what it is. It's the way the cookie crumbles. Volk's in a 3-fight losing streak for a reason, you know. Well, actually, no, he's not, because he beat Yair summer before. But you get the point. He's lost 3 out of his last 4. And 2 bad knockouts in a row. He's coming off 2 knockout losses in a row, man. Like, he's gonna lose. He's gonna get knocked out. Could be very sad for a lot of UFC fans to cope with. And I think he hangs it up. How old is he now? Let's see. How old is Volk? If Volk's like 30, he's 36. Okay, he doesn't hang it up. He does not hang it up. Diego Lopes is 30 years old. Holy shit. I thought he was way younger. Wow, Diego Lopes, 30 years old. Never knew that. How surprising is that? I was like 25, 26. But I don't think Volk hangs it up, but I don't think he's fighting again in the top 3. I don't think he's a title contender anymore. So I do think he loses this fight. I think he gets knocked down in the third. And I think that's it. How do I think the fight's really gonna go specifically? I don't think Volk's gonna be able to take him down. And I think it's gonna take Diego 3 rounds to knock out Volk. I know it's 5-rounder, but I'm still saying by the third he's gonna knock out Volk. I think he's gonna win the first 2 and knock out Volk. I don't think Volk's gonna be able to take him down. And I don't think it's gonna happen. And I'm sorry for all the Volkanovski fans out there. I really am. But it is what it is. I have to be honest. And yeah. So let me talk about my channel for a minute. I didn't have an episode come out Friday because I was really busy with school. And speaking of that manner, I have a lot of school. I'm a university student, and finals are coming up. Now, what does this mean for me? Well, it does mean there won't be a video this Friday, but I'm gonna try and make a video this Thursday after the UFC fight, after the 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 press conference. Not but the Friday press conference. I won't be able to make a video on Friday. I have a lot of stuff going on Friday, but I will be able to make a video on Thursday press conference for this card, which is going to be awesome, and I'm gonna make that happen. Um, I'm trying. Um, my year's almost up. I have about a month and a half left-ish until I go home. So, of course, when I go home and I have no more school, um, I'm been making a lot more videos and a lot more frequently and a different setup. I don't know if I'll leave this kind of webcam computer vibe away because I do have a camera at home. If you guys have seen my older videos, but I don't know. I kind of like this vibe. I think it's pretty cool. It's a lot less work for me, in all honesty. You set up the camera, do all that shit. I feel like this feels a lot more authentic and a lot better, you know. Microphone situation. Look at this. This is what I do. I just leave it in my lap. Um, this is a good mic, but yeah. So I'll probably just keep using this mic too. Um, so sorry there wasn't a video Friday. I felt really bad about it. That card kind of sucked though, so it's okay. Um, I don't know if anyone was really betting on that one. Um, but yeah. This Thursday's a video, Friday no video, and I'll probably have a video out Tuesday. I don't know if I'm gonna do a live reaction of the thing. I might just make a video right after watching it. So I watch it, I make the video, I get it out as soon as possible. I don't think I'll do a live reaction. But, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. I should probably be posting on Twitter more than often. That's not really hard for me to do. But, I'll do it. This is a really cool video. I gotta rush. I gotta get to class. You know. But I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye. Like, subscribe, and share.